Hey there, I'm Dave Dawes and I'm here for heat number 2 of Metal to the Masses here at Club 85 in HITCHIN. Today we have 4 great bands. We have For the Sirens, Planet Fateful, Nightmare Upon Us and Silverhex all battling out for a chance to play at Bloodstock. Only 4 bands enter and only 2 may progress. We also have a headlining slot from Dorylus, and I can't even say that correctly, but it's Dorylus, something like that. But we're going to watch those as well this evening. Anyway, let's head on inside, have a chat to the band, and remember, for those about to rock, we salute you. Hey there, I'm here today with A Nightmare Upon Us here for heat number 2 of Metal to the Masses Road to Bloodstock. Welcome to our little interview where we've got the sound check going on upstairs. We've just got a few questions we'd love to ask you so that the viewers back home can get to know who you are. So first question, A Nightmare Upon Us. What is the name about? Where did the name come from?
Well, you take that one too?
Yeah.
Well, the name come from our original bassist that came up with the name, and she's very, she likes all that gothic kind of stuff, so that's
Quite
where
edgy.
they kind of, yeah, quite edgy, so that's where she came up with the name.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of stuck with it.
I kind of got this vibe of did she like the A Nightmare Before Christmas kind of thing,
Yeah,
and
very
kind of
much so.
borrowed slightly on that.
There's kind of talks of changing the name, so, you know, if you listen out for our sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wait, I was just going to look around the rest of the band, see if there was any shocked faces like, shut up!
It's like changing a boat name. Don't do that. It's bad luck.
Exactly. So, how long has this iteration of the band, how long has this band been together in total?
Well, 6-7 years the band's been together. I mean,
Yeah,
it's been through 6 years. There's been numerous lineup changes.
Current lineup probably ended.
About a year and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. Jake and I were the newest ones.
Right.
And
We joined this
just before lockdown.
Yeah, literally a week before.
It's the joy of being in a band, it's
Yeah.
lots of lineup changes. So anyone that's never heard of you guys before, what can you describe your sound as?
I would say anything from Metallica to In Flames.
With a little bit more like, I'd say a hard rock, metal kind of in between.
Okay.
We've got some kind of Blackstone Cherry vibes in one of our songs.
Some Killswitch engagement.
We've all got a very widespread musical
Okay.
influence amongst us. So
Looking forward to that then. So for anyone that's never seen you live, what can they expect from a live performance for you?
Energy.
yeah,
Lots of energy.
probably JT disappearing at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He likes to amalgamate himself into the crowd. You'll be there
Yeah.
watching, and then all of a sudden there's this big ginger thing in front of you.
Loves his wireless rig. It's just
The hair goes.
A lot of engagement then with the crowd. Okay, and so what's the plan for the rest of the year? It's 2022, we're out of lockdown now, bands have had 2 years and not been able to play live pretty much, so what's your plans?
So we're midway through recording our EP with obviously our new lineup. So that should be out in the next. We're going to release a single or the EP as a whole in the next couple of
April,
months.
June, sometime.
Yeah. Jake, Tyrone's done the drums already. They're sounding pretty
Right.
Well, I've got the
wicked.
guitars on.
Have
JT's
you?
got the bass on.
I'm behind.
So it's just you waiting on there.
Yeah, shit, I didn't get the memo.
That'll be done. Vocal will be done in the next couple of weeks, and then
Okay.
it's just mix, mastering, and release.
Excellent, it's something for us to look out for then.
Very much so.
Well, hopefully we'll be hearing a lot of those songs that are on your EP this evening.
Yeah.
So best of luck with the heat, and this is A Nightmare Upon Us live at Club 85.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
This one's called Ghost Inside. Goes like this.
Hey there, I'm here today with Before the Sirens. We're at heat number 2 of Metal to the Masses here at Club 85 in Hitchin. Welcome. We're ready for your, well, we land your sound check very shortly, but we're ready for you to take on this battle of bands. 4 bands enter, only 2 may progress. First question we want to know about yourselves is Before the Sirens, where did the band name come from? What's it about?
I'll let you say this one.
So originally, when we first formed the band, we called ourselves Before the Storm. Started putting some bits and pieces around on like social media and whatnot. We got hit up by a band from Wales, I think, who were doing pretty well for themselves.
America, it was.
Was it?
Yeah, the America is the one we got.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're doing pretty well for themselves. He said, just let you know, boys, we're coming to the UK and we're called Before the Storm. We're like, this is awkward. Okay, fine. So everything that we'd done was around the 3 in it, like the BT and S. Yeah. So it was before that. So we went around the WhatsApp group. Well, the name's Sirens, that'll do. So that was where it came from.
Yeah.
Nothing more clever than that, I'm afraid.
It works though very, very well. So
yeah.
It could have gone worse.
We like it.
It could have gone a lot worse.
Yes.
Yeah, we could have got further in, and they're like, yeah, wait, you just can't.
No. Or gone with Before the Syphilis or something like that. There's a different tone,
different type of band. Yeah.
But it did open up like a lot of opportunity for us to like put a theme to our songs as well. So we've written a song called Watch the World Burn.
Right.
Before the Sirens, sort of that nuclear war-y kind of stuff, which is a little bit,
It does come across as a band name. It comes across quite a political style.
It is.
We've had this weird thing where we wrote 2 songs. Well, actually, quite a few songs where they didn't have, for instance, without getting too political, the Ukraine thing, pandemic, and all of that. Where we've always had these sort of things in your mind, and it's not like you've anything to do with that.
No, it
but
wasn't
when
intentional.
you listen to it in a context that you might want to put in it yourself without knowing what it's about, it's interesting. Like Watch the World Burn is a classic one, where it's like, you know, do you want to sit with me and watch the world burn? It's just like that feels very much like that's what's happening at the moment.
Sometimes there's the best songs that can be used in different contexts where they don't need a specific one context that only works.
Yeah.
And the amount of, I do a lot of obviously reaction videos, and one of the things I find is reacting to a lot of melodic death metal bands, like Dark Tranquility and these sort of, you look at their lyrics and without any context the lyrics make absolutely no sense unless someone tells you specifically what that song's about. You try and work it through and you're like, I just don't get it. Whereas a lot of, if you can write a song where someone can look at the lyrics and go, I can put that into a different context or make it fit a certain scenario, then it's more appreciable to a lot of people.
Yeah, quite relatable, I think. That's stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how long has this band been going?
This band, like in its form, started in 2018, late 2018. Adam, Chris and myself have played music together since we were 11. So it's been a while, in varying bands over the years, and Luke joined us last year. So we've been about for sort of 3 years really. We did our first show in 2019, and that was our first foray.
Okay, so how would you describe your sound for someone who's never heard you before?
Big riffs. We love a breakdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's sort of melodic.
Yeah.
We've got melodic parts, which is something that we changed from the last band that we were in. Got a lot more melodic parts, but they're focused more around the vocal. But we still wanted to have this sort of, I don't know, like, there's a few bands that I can name, but like it's sort of like this melodic, really aggressive stance. So it's without being too heavy.
No,
Don't scream.
No, well, there's not a lot of that. There's like a bit and piece of that, but not a huge amount. It's incredibly like vocally driven. Because I tend to kind of write things either one way or the other, either around the riff or around the vocal line, depending where around we go. But we always come back to where's we need this riff, this aggression that we put into it. So yeah,
You've got a specific style.
I mean we've been out and about gigging for a couple of years now. People have said sound a little bit like Killswitch Engage, a little bit like Waterbridge, a little bit like Breaking Benjamin. There's elements in there because they're some of our favourite bands. But that's probably close to the mark.
Someone has never seen you live, and this will be their first concert coming to see you. What can they expect from performance?
A large man, a very large man, centre stage.
Large man.
Yeah.
Giving it.
Yeah,
Riffs.
I won't bang my head on this stage, which is thankful. I usually do on others, but we're
I think you expect you're going to get some head nodding, some really aggressive head.
How's it going?
Yeah. It's like going. It was I come bounding
we've been, like I said earlier, we've been playing music together for a long time. We don't take ourselves too seriously, so there is very much. I'm intentionally disarming in the way that I talk. There's none of this, pretending that I'm someone I'm not, because it doesn't work. I tried it before in previous bands, so that kind of follows through, I suppose, in that we don't take ourselves too seriously. We're doing this to have a good time. So
we want other people to have a good time.
Yeah.
That's all it's
and if
about.
it just happens that you're into it, that's cool. So
Heavy, honest riffs.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I'm going to start coming to you for taglines. That's the second deep thing you said. Heavy, honest. What did you say?
Riffs. No.
Just riffs.
You're going to start writing your own EP reviews.
Yeah. Adam says.
And so, what's the plan for the rest of this year now? 2022, everyone's out of lockdown, bands are able to start touring again. So, what's your plans?
We're doing some local shows. Again, we started out in 2019. Everything stopped for 2 years, same as everybody else. So you're kind of reacquainting yourself with the scene. Like we've seen some guys tonight we haven't seen for 3 years. You're kind of like catching up with people and sort of restriking those relationships. But we've got some local shows we're doing sort of like here and over at the Red Line in Stevenage. But really, we over lockdown, as you can imagine, there's been a lot of bedroom recordings, should we say? That sounds awful. Maybe not that, but basically we've done a lot of home recording of like ideas and stuff. So we've got a body of work that we're going to try and get done this year.
We're looking to produce. We've always wanted to do our debut album. We've done EPs and that, but this time we're actually going to go for the full bore. We're looking sort of in October time, start thinking about doing a release show and stuff like that. That's from after this gig that kicks off pretty much a few months of us recording heavily.
Yeah.
Should it come soon?
Yeah.
Well, best of luck tonight. Fingers crossed that you get through to the next stages. And for everyone at home, this is Before the Sirens live at Club 85.
Okay.
This song's called Save Yourself.
here today with Silverhex. It's heat number 2 of Metal to the Masses. You've just done your sound check. We're getting ready to open the doors to let people in for tonight's performance. We've got a few questions we'd love to ask you just so people back home can find out a little bit more about bands. The first question is Silverhex. Where did the name come from and what does the name mean? Rick?
Yeah, I need to Rick.
Oh, okay, so that's
This one.
It was a bit of a funny one. We were just trying to, just come up with a name, and I was the latest member to join, and from what I could see from the outside, he was, Holly with her kind of blonde hair. It was, quite witchy, and silver. So it just basically just came to Silverhex very easily, and the band liked it, so we just voted for it. That's it. The hex is also, is 6, and it's a kind of very geometric, kind of flower of life sort of arrangement, and I'm a bit of a geometric geek, so also that kind of helped into coming up with it.
And how long has this band been together?
Well, so I joined in 2019 because I asked an ad and joined my band.
I get told off if I tell this story because I go on about it. So. I get told off if I tell this story because I go on about the full history.
Oh right, okay, yeah, of course. I came in. First, it was Rob, Steve, Luis. So I was new with a new bassist, but not Rick. So these guys were before me.
Yeah, Steve, Luis, and I we formed something back in 2016. That didn't work out, but we loved being together, so we stuck it out and looked for new singer and bassist. That's when, like Holly said, she joined through joining my band with a different bassist, lovely guy, but he wanted to do something else, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
And we got introduced to Rick, and we were like, yeah, all right.
Fair enough.
No, we love him. We do love him. And as soon as he joined, it was like, right, everything just started working. So.
But then also lockdown.
And then lockdown.
Lockdown, yes. Joy, well, it did make people very creative in their writing processes.
We had time.
Yes.
Yeah, we did have time.
We had time to do stuff. And we was actually going to play here, wasn't we? But it was going to be Rick's first gig. Actual Notes to the Masses.
For this
2 years ago.
show.
So.
Yeah, it would have been this show 2 years ago. It would have been our first, as this 5-piece show, which never actually happened. But it did give us time to then go away and release everything and actually form an online presence. And yeah, it was good.
So what about, so if someone's never heard you guys before, this is their first time to hear you, well, how would you describe your sound?
Eclectic.
Eclectic, yeah. We're definitely not one thing. I don't think we want to be one thing. We're a bit of metal, we're a bit of punk, we're a bit of rock. We've got similar taste in music, but very like eclectic as well. I'm quite eclectic. I like pop, I like rock.
It's metal and punk and hard rock at the core.
Yeah.
You know, ultimately we called ourselves a metalcore band when we first started, and there's certainly elements of that in there. But then it's hugely influenced by punk and pop punk, lots of power chords, lots of quick riffs, and
I absolutely love Maria Brink. She was my inspiration to get into metal. I'd never done metal before.
Right.
So
it's a
she's a big influence.
big vocals, very theatrical as well. Yeah.
And what can people expect from a live performance from you?
Energy.
A lot of
We've
energy.
definitely got a lot of
Energy.
passion and a lot of energy and a lot of love for what we do, and hopefully that comes across.
There's a lot of movement.
Definitely real on stage.
Bit of theatrical stuff.
We're going down the theatrical stage. We're hoping that we're going to bring some more of that to the future gigs. So you'll see a little bit of that tonight.
Last question then is, so what's the plan for the rest of this year, 2022? What's the world look like for you?
We have singles that we're going to be releasing.
We've got 2 singles. What's that? The 2 singles?
3 singles and maybe a cover.
3 singles and maybe a cover, which will then also translate into a fully
EP and some gigs, hopefully writing some new material.
Yeah, we've got
Some
gigs
cool
to
stuff
get to
going
the
on.
festival slots.
Yes.
We're hoping.
for a big festival run this year. It's been a funny start to the year because my daughter was born 4 weeks ago.
Oh, congratulations.
So I had to take a step back for a short period while she was there, and then sort of, for me anyway, getting back in and
That was your 4 weeks, you're like, take a step back. That's it, I've done my bit, see you later.
yeah,
Always the headband.
hopefully festivals, hopefully maybe even a tour later on in the year. Hopefully just try and cement a bit of a place in the ethos of metal and rock.
Very good. Well, best of luck this evening. Fingers crossed you get through to the next stages.
Thank you very much.
This is Silverhex live at Club 85, HITCHIN.
I wish I didn't think. I pray for forgiveness. I'm all those things. Run and shy. Let's just trust. I'm pointing the line. I'm adrenaline. Yeah.
here today with Planet Fatale. Taking part in heat number 2 of Metal to the Masses Road to Bloodstock. Welcome. Thank you for taking some time to talk to me between, obviously, after your sound check and before we actually get the doors open and let the audience in. We've got a few questions for you that we'd just like to ask, and people at home, and I'm sure would like to know a little bit about. So the name, Planet Fatale, where did it come from? What's the meaning behind it?
So we went through a massive process, like working out the name. We kind of came up with like hundreds and hundreds of names, but what we ended up wanting to do is really relate it to kind of like the imagery that we're portraying with the band. So like music videos are massively important to us, and kind of like that we were thinking maybe film noir, kind of B-movie type theme. And so we kind of ended up with like fatale as in like femme fatale, but then we kind of went down kind of more like the B-movie route, and then we kind of ended up with adding planet on there.
Femme fatale itself didn't sound heavy enough, so we needed something a bit heavier, so the planet bit just gave it that extra heaviness that we enjoyed there.
Okay, and how long has this band been together?
3 years now, I think, yeah.
Well, we've been
2019.
together longer as another band, but we're now this band, if you know.
Right. Chris and Simon joined on guitars. So me, Miller and Ollie, so bass, vocals, drums, we've all been playing together for a longer, like maybe about 6 years. But then Chris and Simon joined on guitar. We kind of wrote a whole new album's worth of new tracks, and so
It felt like a different thing, so we needed a new name. So
right.
Yeah.
And for an audience that's never ever heard you before, how would you describe your sound?
So we're kind of like heavy rock. Then we have like some old metal influences, some stoner, kind of doom kind of influences as well. So it's kind of like a bit of a mixed bag. Our influences range from anything from like Clutch, Raging Speedhorn, Metallica, Blues Pills, it's kind of like endless really. So so it kind of creates like, it's like what we like to think of it, just like a unique kind of heavy rock sound, but you know.
It's hard to put anything into a subcategory now, isn't it really? But yeah.
And for those that have never ever seen you live, what can they expect from a live performance from you?
Lots of energy.
Yeah, we just
like
run around like idiots a lot. Like love to get the crowd interaction going, like get the crowd all kind of moshing and stuff. We've been really enjoying that at the recent gigs. But yeah, lots of energy from us. I think that's basically it really. We just kind of love what we do, and I think a lot of passion and energy just kind of flows out, and hopefully that's what the audience sees as well.
Excellent. And what's the plan for the rest of the year? It's 2022. Obviously, lockdown has now finished. Gigs are all back on again. Everyone's kind of getting out to see shows. So what's the plans for Planet Fatale for the rest of this year?
Gigging every day, pretty much.
Yeah, seems like it at the moment. Yeah, like today we've been gigging Friday and Saturday, now Sunday, so this is our 3rd gig of the weekend. We've got a stacked schedule of gigs for the year. We released our album at the end of 2021, so we toured that in autumn, and we're kind of essentially on like another tour now that things are open again, and yeah, it's so just lots and lots of gigs. I think we're also writing a 2nd album. We've already wrote like a ton of new songs, so yeah, hopefully album number 2 coming to a store near you.
Yeah, it's fun just to stick in the odd new song in there and every now and again for the fans.
Well, best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll see you in the next stages of the quarterfinals. This is Planet Fatale live at Club 85 at Metal to the Masses. I'm here with Dorylus, who are our guest headliners tonight on Heat number 2 for Metal to the Masses on the road to Bloodstock. Thank you for taking time to speak to me. We've got a few questions we want to ask you just for the people back home who would like to find out a little bit more about you. So the name Dorylus, where does this name come from and what does it mean?
Wikipedia. That's where it came from, isn't it?
Yeah, it did actually come from Wikipedia. Our original bass player had this idea, he wanted to name the band after like an insect. But cicada's pretty lame as an insect. It shows up, makes a noise and fucks off.
And people think it's Silverhex covers band.
Yeah, exactly.
Not Machine Head covers band.
But you know, if we were like shows up, makes a noise and fuck off, that was basically us. But yeah, on the like list of deadliest animals, there's a type of ant called a Dorylus. And that was just
it eats human flesh.
Yeah, they used it as like the heads of them as staples to like stitch wounds together. And like they're proper brutal like African army ants. So that was where they're like.
That's definitely one of the more interesting names that have come out so far, I think. So how long has this band been together?
We formed originally in 2015 and it was me and none of this lot.
Right. This particular band has been together.
What time is
it? Yeah, we are today days young.
Yeah.
So the sound check today was your rehearsal, yeah?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. No, we're more professional than that. Rehearsal started at 1.
Yeah, we started in 2015 with a totally different lineup and our original bass player left, we got Ed in, and then just before we released our album, our drummer and our guitar player left, so we got Ant and another drummer who I'm not going to talk about because I think he's a knob.
He's coming tonight.
Is he?
No.
Good.
Mind yourself to edit.
After we sort of parted ways with our other drummer, we asked Danny to do us a favour. And Danny is in way better bands than us. So
Wouldn't say that.
you're very good.
And you've never been able to escape since?
No, literally it's today. Today is his first show with us.
It is, yeah.
And he's just doing us a massive favour.
Excellent.
We love you.
It's very
So for those that have never heard you before, what would you describe your sound as?
Have you ever had tinnitus? I don't know. With like just a machine of heaviness.
It's just a blend of everything, isn't it? Really. Yeah, there's a bit of death in there.
Bit of jazz.
Bit of jazz. There's definitely jazz in there. There's definitely loads of
there's
jazz
some
in
funk influences.
It's just metal. Yeah, it's just balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Metal, loud stuff.
And if someone's never seen you live before, if they were to come to their first gig would be to see you, what would they expect from a live performance?
Imagine some guitars.
Yeah.
There'll be some guitars.
Some music, hopefully.
Yeah. Probably some banter.
With banter, we don't take ourselves seriously at all. But the music's like super serious and super like, and then us, we're just a bunch.
There'll probably be some awkward silences somewhere, but we're working on that.
It's alright, you're not competing tonight, so you don't have to worry about it.
Exactly, yeah, nobody's judging our awkward silences.
Yeah.
So what's the plan then? It's 2022, everyone can now get back out, we can go back and watch gigs again finally after 2 years, or even longer if it seems like. But what's the plans for Dorylus for the rest of 2022?
Oh, can we answer that one once we've finished the set?
Yeah, because so far we don't know. Like I moved to Brighton in September. These two still live in Stevenage. Danny lives in Brighton as well.
If this one goes well, there'll be more, I think.
Yeah, if this one goes well, there'll be a lot more.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah. So,
it's the joy of online working.
Yeah, that's sort of an advantage that we didn't really think about before. We could try and keep it going.
Unexpected bonus for 2022 that was that we could get this to happen.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for taking time to talk to me. Have a great set this evening, and for those back home, this is Dorylus and Club 85 HITCHIN. Take care.
take your order, and this is going down. Going down. First band going through, Planet Fatale. And the next band going through, which of course Miles is, Before the Sirens. Again, at the super close, every single band brought a fucking show tonight. So thanks again to all the bands who played tonight. My back is about to give way, so I will say good night, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye!